Hey, good afternoon, social media world. How are you today? Hey, and welcome to the premiere episode of Financial Sins. This is our new podcast on the All Things Relevant Media platform. You can view this show every Friday at 1 p.m. right here on All Things Relevant Media on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Mad Flo. I'm not crazy. Just because I'm Mad Flo, I'm not crazy, but I'm just making a difference for life and others. Okay, so that's what we do here. I'll be joined weekly by my co-host Tanya Scott Pilcher and Anthony Murray. Tell you a little bit about me before we move a little further, okay? I'm a retired police captain of the original Chatham County Police Department. I'm married to an awesome husband. We share 3 wonderful daughters and 3 fantastic grandkids. I'm a licensed agent with World Financial Group Insurance Agency and a licensed financial educator with World Financial Group, with World System Builder, which is the division of World Financial Group. And what I love doing, I love educating and empowering others with financial knowledge. After all, financial knowledge is power, but applied financial knowledge is powerful. So now let's meet. So we're going to meet here every Friday at 1 p.m. So I want you guys to join in the conversation. Now let's meet your other host of Financial Sins, Tanya Pilcher and Anthony Murray.
Hi, I'm Tanya Scott Pilcher, the owner of state certified insurance school called Get Skills. I'm a licensed insurance agent with over 14 years of experience. And we have a full service agency providing all of your insurance needs, whether it's health insurance, life insurance, auto, and home. I am also I'm a business owner as well as a proud homeschool mom. I guess I took a break today, right? So I'm a homeschool mom and I have a heart for the community. So you'll find me in different places like the Ready, Set, Go Back to School, where I serve on the board, doing things with the Empowerment Center in Carl Gilliard, and also with EOA. So I'm out there. Find me.
My name is Anthony Murray, and I want to thank you guys for being with us today. Matt Flo, what a great introduction. I am a pastor of a church in Rankin, Georgia, and I'm also a marketing director with World System Builder. I'm also a trainer with World System Builder, who is the child, so to speak, of World Financial Group. World Financial Group is a renowned financial institute around the country, and what a great opportunity this is to be with you today. All right, and we have some great things in store for you. So you hang in there and call a friend. Yes, call a friend. Let them know that we're here. I want y'all to what is it called? On Facebook, where you let your whole community know that we're here. Flo, back to you.
All right. Hey, great introduction, guys. I'm so privileged to be, in the presence of you two. I mean, I love your accolades, and we're going to have a good time today because you know what? Today it's just going to be a conversation with you guys out there. So what I'm calling social media world is going to be a conversation, but it's got to be a two-way conversation. So if you're able to, give us questions, ask questions, or if you have any comments that you want to share that you think would, basically help anyone else out there in social media world, please feel free to share it. First, I want to start up with a couple of questions that we have here. Today is February 5th, 2021. And we thought things would be different, didn't we? We got out of 2020, move into 2021. But what 2020 did, 2020 said, you can have just what I brought in. I'm going to leave it with you too. Mm-hmm. So in 2021, we thought something's going to be different. But you think about these questions here. Do you have family members and friends still unemployed or working in positions that they are overqualified for just to make ends meet? Think about that question. Another one we want to think about, single parents having to adapt to children being out of school. And this is an added expense of babysitting, losing income due to job loss. So think about that. Also, fearful of becoming COVID positive and the added challenges that come with being sick or possibly dying. Believe it or not, all of this here goes right back to understanding finances. So that's why here there's a lot of financial sins. What you guys got to say about those questions that I just came up with? I just discussed, Tanya, and what y'all think about those questions? The first one, do you have family members? Well, I know I do have family members that's still unemployed and working, and they're coming to borrow money. I ain't got money to loan them.
Now, Flo, you got some money you can give them.
Everybody's in the same boat on this COVID situation here. You can't even help your family in a situation like this. But give us your thought.
I have it all the time with folks coming to me for money. They call me their rich cousin. I tell you what, I receive it too. I receive it. I'm not going to shy away from it. I receive it. I'm just thanking God for the manifestation of it, right? So they can call me rich, Mr. Millionaire, call me what they want, but I'm just not going to give up on that money all the time. You know why? Because a lot of people just aren't doing right with their money.
That's the truth. That is so true.
Yeah, that's where financial education comes in.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to discuss that in further detail about how powerful that is. Tanya, what's your thoughts, girl?
Well, I have several friends who, had very good positions, and now they're currently without any type of income whatsoever. And they're just trying to figure out how to make ends meet. The people in my neighborhood all of a sudden became, homeschool moms like me. And they recognize that their expenses are really going up. Their food expenses, their lights, their water, everything, because your children are home 24 hours a day. And so now there is, they don't really have time. They can't even find a job. If they could find a job, they can't go because you have your children now. So it is really a very difficult time for people. And they just need to have, we just kind of need to share some things maybe on, what they can do, because it's tough. I mean, I see my own self, just looking at my own electric bill and how much it has gone up because we're in the house 24/7. and you have lights on everywhere. What grandma them used to say, turn them lights off.
Oh, yeah. You pay the electric bill here, you ain't paying anything. Turn those lights on. I remember those days.
But you know what? Playing off what Tanya said, I've run into many people. I remember specifically, I had gone to Lowe's and I was talking with the cashier who had a master's degree in engineering,
Mm-hmm.
but she was a cashier, you know, and here she is trying to find something to do. Now, there's a lot of people that's doing what? Working from home. All right. So a lot of companies now are having to adjust in what they're doing in hiring. I know a young man that, well, young man, I call him young man. Hey, look, I'm young. And he's in his, see, Tanya laughing at me. He's in his late 50s. And he's trying to get a job as a computer software something another. And he found it online and he'll be working from home. So people are starting to try to find alternatives, you
Mhm.
know, as opposed to going out, and companies are beginning to realize that. So folks, don't give up hope.
Yeah, there's a great adjustment that not only the companies had to adjust to, but just the common people had to make so many adjustments. And in some ways it's working, in some ways it's not.
Mhm.
Um, and I think the ones who are more financially educated is working better for them because
I
they
agree.
know more about how to manage their finances, and they're probably more prepared by having emergency fund set up and that kind of stuff. And that's going to be another show that we can talk about on we're going to talk about budgeting and saving today, but in the future you're going to be getting so much valuable information from us out there in the social world. And then we talked about the fearful of becoming COVID, and I let you know I did get COVID, and I wouldn't wish that upon my enemy, I'm telling you. So it's that fear of getting COVID just in your mind. You don't have to get it. Just being around people, you see someone don't have the mask on, you just step back about 10 feet. Where's your mask? So, the fear of becoming COVID positive. But then when you do become COVID positive, if it happens, there's added challenges there that come with being sick and possibly, of dying. So, we really have to prepare our finances. We really have to prepare our
Yeah.
family. We just have to get more prepared than what we're doing right now. So I
Well,
don't know, have anyone been affected in your family or impacted your family, Tanya and Anthony?
well, since we've been in quarantine, I found time to sit down and budget. So I created my own little budget. And once I did that, I could figure out and see point by point exactly where I was overspending and spending out some money, and where I could save or stop doing those things that I continued to do. So budgeting is super important when you are just trying to figure out how to make ends meet when you're unemployed. And you can't continue to do the same things that you're doing. And we can't continue to, spend out the same way that we were spending out. Now you just got to pull everything back. So budgeting and putting things down on paper so you can actually see what you're doing, whether you're going out too much. What are some of those other things that we do? I know I'm guilty.
Movies,
What's that?
the movies,
Oh,
and here again, that's part of going out. But what about leaving lights on?
yeah.
All right, one of my friends years ago, in little kids, and one of the things he did, because they kept leaving the lights on, and this is something that'll help everybody that's trying to get that light bill down. Instead of paying $400 or $500 a month, he had a sensor so that when he went into the room, the light came on. When he left the room, the light went off. Now,
Oh,
what does that do? That helps reduce the cost of your light bill. And you can always, if you're in the room and you don't want the light on, you could, there's a button on the sensor you could press, and that'll turn the light off, so you don't have to have it on. But I love that idea of having a motion detector or sensor, so that when you go into the room, the light comes on. When you leave, the light goes off. Now in Georgia, most or in hot states down south area, a lot of the houses are full electric.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are full, and
My
so
house is
people,
full electric, and I love it.
yeah, I love it. I
I
love it.
like two bills.
I talked to this girl whose light bill was like $400 a month, $300 to $400. I can't even conceive that. My light bill ranges anywhere from the high 100s or mid 100s to maybe the highest bill I've seen was like 250.
You know, Anthony, what I've been doing for the last 15 and 20 years is taking advantage of Georgia Power's flexible billing, which
Mm,
means I don't have a surprise. I know
okay.
exactly what my bill is going to be every month. And so I love that, because before I had flexible billing, you know, I had surprises. Oh my goodness, it's 200 this month, it's 300 this month, it's 100 this month. So always it's surprises. But ladies and gents, think about calling your Georgia Power or whatever your electric company is and see if they offer that. And that way you won't have any surprises. And sometimes you'll find out that your bill is going to be a little bit lower than what you used to paying. And I'm gonna tell you something funny. When we're raising our children, we always have to tell them, turn the lights off over and over again. They always leave the lights on. And guess what? When I go visit my daughter, man, if I leave the light on, Mom, you got to remember to turn the lights off. Now they understand.
She got her own bill.
Leave the lights on. Okay, but when you was in my house, a light is on all the time. We'll never give it up.
That's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, but you know that's part of that. But you
And,
can also, what about saving money other ways?
well,
You know, you have what this for those who own homes, you have a mortgage. If you did not take advantage of what the government was offering, your banks was offering, and you didn't call your mortgage company, let them know you're going through a hardship
right,
through this COVID, because everybody is
That's right.
impacted and affected. You could either have your mortgage under forbearance,
Mhm.
or you can have it deferred.
right,
Right,
And
right, right.
I have not paid a mortgage since April.
Mhm.
Since April last year. Now comes up March. Now I have an option. I can put that on the back burner, on the back end of my mortgage, or I can pay it up front. But what I'm going to do, take advantage of, put it on the back end. And at the same time, turn around. Now's your opportunity to possibly refinance that home and get a lower interest rate, pay lower monthly mortgage. So you have to be thinking about these things. Another one we
absolutely,
can say. You see what I'm saying?
absolutely.
And
And
people are not taking advantage of it because they don't know.
right. And one of the other things is that there was a new program that came out for those that rent and are in
Mhm.
trouble. And there's emergency rental assistance
Yep.
that EOA has available now. And so I got a flyer from them. So I'm going to read specifically from the flyer. It says emergency rental assistance. Do you live in Chatham County and need assistance with rent and utility costs due to the effects from COVID? Now, of course, there's going to be some stipulations and things that you have to provide to them, but just give EOA a telephone call at 912-438-8077. They got a grant that can help those people that are having issues in paying their rent and getting ready to be evicted. So
Right.
this is a great program that just came about. I think it just came on the air 2 days ago. I called in and got this information, and definitely those people that are out there that may get evicted and need assistance, please call EOA. Again, that number is 912-438-8077.
Mhm. You know, Tanya,
Could you give that number again, Tanya? Give that number
Sure.
one more time.
It's 912-438-8077. Or you can go online to EOA rental assistance.itfrontdesk.com, and you can
Yeah.
set up an appointment. But just give them a call. They're there to help. Usually people that even need assistance with their light bills during the summertime and in the wintertime can go there and get assistance. So they have this new program that's helping with rental, those that are getting ready to be evicted from their apartments and homes. Please, please make sure that you give them a call if that's some of your situations at this particular time.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit more about why budgeting is important. And I'll tell you what, let's go to
something, Anthony. I want to
go ahead. I'm sorry.
What Tanya said real quick with budgeting, and then you'll go ahead and say it, because she said something that she writes down. You know, she made a change and a difference in writing down, and now she can see where her money's going and how much she has at the end of the month. And guys, I want you to know something. You don't have to buy an expensive software program or anything like that. As long as you got something that's written down, I keep mine in the book, and you can, and it works for you. So don't go out and buy an expensive budgeting program or anything like that. If you got a book or something, write it down and just keep a record of it. Go ahead, Anthony. Thank you.
You know what? Let me feed off that for a moment. You go right to the dollar store. Go to the dollar store and get a notebook for $1, and just keep a record. Just keep a journal. Just keep it. Now, what I was going to say, I was at the grocery store the other day, and I noticed something. That this grocery store did not have any little small hand carry things. Didn't have any. Had the big carriage. All right. What happens with the big carriage? You go in there with you think about buying one thing, you come out with 20, a whole carriage for, right? What happened? You went over your budget. But this lady, when I was checking out, she had her own shopping bag. Right? She had her own shop. It was a small shopping bag. She had a shopping bag in one hand, and she had a list in another hand. And as she was checking out, she was just checking, making sure she got everything on the list. And I was like, wow, you know what? What a good way to budget when it comes to going to the grocery store. You don't have to use their carriage. Bring your own shopping bag with you. All right. And this way, and a list. You know, a lot of people go to the grocery store when they're hungry. You don't want to do that.
Don't do that. That's my era. That's my sin. That's my sin. I go to school when I'm hungry.
Well, you know, grocery store is my favorite place to go. I'd rather go to the grocery store than go to a mall. So
what? And look, and church folks like to go to the grocery store after they come off a fast. No, wrong time. You're going to spend too much money. All right. And you know, another thing you could do, leave your debit card home. Just go to the bank, get some cash out, and I can't leave my card. All right, well, leave
that's my financial sin right there. That's one of my financial sins. But I'm doing a lot better, a whole lot better.
Just go to cash.
But you know, I mean, this is just fantastic. I love this right here. You know, being able to converse with someone else in reference to our own financial sense. And you done brought out one of my biggest financial sins is shopping when I'm hungry, and I end up buying more than I ever need. And so that's one of my greatest sins there. But you know, let's get on the topic of saving. So, you know, saving money in quarantine. How do you do that? Go ahead. What is it?
I got one more. And I call them luxury expenses, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We all must have the mighty cell phone, right? Okay. But I'm not going to get on the cell phone. Bring that up. Not going to get on the cell phone, but I am going to talk about cable. You know, so just having your cable, your television, your internet, along with your phone maybe service is very expensive. So, you know, now we can watch television by streaming and just maybe buying one or two little channels and so forth. So trying to get rid of all of those big expenses on television and take something down a little smaller. And I'm an Essence magazine fanatic, okay?
Okay.
Just let it go. I had to let it go. So we have different expenses that come in on our bills. Let's say that with my cell phone bill, I'm paying 99 cents more for some additional space on my cell phone. I did something on my computer, added $2.99 to add additional space to save data or something like that. So these are unnecessary, again, luxury expenses.
Luxuries. Yeah.
You know?
Financial sins, luxuries, financial sins.
Financial sins. That's
and
exactly what they are.
Every little bit counts, you know, and you have money going out for just all kinds of things, and you just got to, you know, pull it together. But you can't see it unless you you cannot tell what you're doing until you write it down. You got to look at it.
That's true. And then
you know
another tip on that as well. Okay, I'm gonna go back to that cable because that was one of my financial sins. My husband loves to watch TV, so I was paying like almost $220 for cable, all these channels. And then, you know, I started getting my financial education workshop classes and getting financially educated. And it said, you know, where's your money going? You have to figure out where your money's going. And so I said, you know what? I'm calling cable. I took and cut that thing down to basics. And guess what? He didn't even miss the channels because the only channel he's watching is those cowboy channels, you know, those old. He didn't miss any of it. So he went down to about $20, from $200 to $20. But this is the key. If you're going to save, you have to make sure you're saving right. I was putting away $200. Now it's down to $20. But I have to take that $180. You don't put that back into the general, you know, just general fund to spend it. You have to save $180.
Yeah.
You have to put it somewhere where it's going to grow for you. So if you're eliminating bills and you used to paying them anyway, redirect that to somewhere else where it can grow for you. So you have to realize you're saving.
That's another thing too, that you just said something that was really key. Now, if you eliminate $180 off of something, recurring bill, all right, but you have credit card bills or loans out, you could take that money that you now are saving and pay toward that loan and get that thing paid off. You know, why do people want to carry the loans? You know, but the high interest rate, low interest rate, whatever. You might say, I don't have any loans, but my house note. Well, pay some extra money against the principal and get rid of that house note. All right, because you don't own it until you pay it off.
Right.
All right. So when we look at this, there's just so many different areas where we have really blew it. We messed up. You know, we got suckered in with all of the propaganda, all the billboard, all the advertising, everything, wanting to be like the Joneses, the Johnsons, and this one and that one, and look where it's got us.
You're right. Another thing with credit cards.
Hello.
If you be in the habit of purchasing, only charging what you can pay at the end of 30 days, you never pay interest. So we have to get out of the habit of just charging stuff and then, you know, paying that credit card interest. Credit card interest can go up to 40-something%.
Yes, it can.
But if you purchase whatever you purchase that credit card, make sure you can pay it off in full and in 30 days. Credit card companies going to hate you, but they still going to give that card.
That's right. And so,
you're not using the money the way they want you to use it. They want you to hold on to it.
That's right.
You just have to get that done.
Well, I tell you what, I took my credit card and we had a credit card funeral. I cut that thing up. Now, I look back at it and I said, you know what, I should have at least kept one. So I've been thinking, I said, you know what, I need to at least get one credit card, have for emergencies or whatever the situation. I said, but for the time being, it certainly feels good not having that monthly payment. You know, not having that monthly payment. And I'll tell you, one of the things I learned with World System Builder in our workshops is the debt roll up. and how to get rid of that debt. People are slaves to debt. People are really in slavery. This is why budgeting is so critical and so important. If you ever see that bumper sticker, I owe, it's off to work I go. Well,
Yeah,
you can't say that now because
I've seen it.
all right. So we really need to find a way that we could get out of financial slavery, because it brings different types of slavery. It brings psychological slavery. It brings emotional slavery. It brings a slavery that brings tension in the home. And what's the main? The number one cause of divorce in America is over money. The number one cause is over money. I don't care how rich they are, how poor they are. The number one cause is money.
And the number 2 is menopause. But that's another.
Hey, look, I don't go through that.
Y'all better watch out again. You're right, Tanya. Y'all better clear us and stay clear.
Girl, you need prayer.
Where's the husband?
It's real.
What, say stand back and stand back, husbands.
That's right.
Hey, look, I'm by myself. Where's the men at? Somebody get on this and help me out here.
You are so right.
It's true. Men go through a type of menopause during their late.
You don't want to go to menopause. I was just
and late 60s. No, men go through something like that. It's not a menopause, but it's something similar where they go through that. But y'all go through mess.
Does it cause you to spin like women do? We when we did that point, we got to spin.
No. I don't know what it caused. I haven't gone there, but I heard about it.
Yeah.
Boy. But hey, this is fun.
I'm gonna take it back to when we were talking about food and savings, and I'm gonna go back to community programs. I mean, there are so many different food banks and food sources out there that are there to help the community. And after things happen a while and keep going, the number of people that actually come out starts to go down. And so we're not taking advantage of all of the resources that are there. Now, I know I don't have a lot of time to go out each day, but I have partners in my community that'll, go out and pick up different things, and they know what I like and will definitely bring me those fresh fruits and vegetables. And I have to thank my village in my community that will always drop something off. But there are food banks that are doing it every Friday. So like today, there is one on Harmon and Anderson Street. I believe that's Harmon and Anderson at that corner, where they are doing a big food giveaway, and they're there every single Friday. And it starts as early as 9 o'clock in the morning. People are lined up to get those things that they're giving away. But sometimes they end up with truckloads of stuff left over because the community isn't coming out. Yeah. And, don't forget, I mean, when we first got started in this thing back in March, everyone was there and they didn't have enough food and they were running out. And now all of a sudden, nothing's changed. We just have not, we just got complacent, I'll say. That it's there, it'll always be there. But it's time to stock up, because this is not going away. It looks like we're going to end up in another year. And for my friends that are still employed, their offices are telling them that this is going to go on for until 2022. Nothing's going back to normal. So begin to stock up and put things away. The other thing is, my favorite is that we grow gardens in our backyard. Okay. And so taking the time out, this is the time to begin to plan for your garden in February, because everything needs to start going into the garden in March, so that you have fresh fruits and vegetables growing during the spring and into the summer. So begin to go out to your Home Depot or to your nurseries and find some seeds and begin planting. And it doesn't matter how big or small your garden is, plant something that you eat a lot of. If it's vegetables, peppers, and
watermelon for me.
Watermelon.
I'll eat 2 watermelons a day. My husband knows too. He have me stocked up. I'll start growing me some watermelon.
How many watermelons a day?
2 watermelons a day. I'm
wow.
That's me.
Well, Flo, I know what to get you for your birthday.
That's not the season for it. So that's January. That's not the season for
January.
It. It's summer.
That's right.
But
So
Tanya, you are absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
But you know
right.
what? When I eat that watermelon, I don't eat much of anything else, and so I'm saving money because I ain't buying no food.
Listen to you. Listen to you.
Hey, let's talk about okay, there's another thing I want to discuss with you guys on saving money. Okay, knowing where your money's going, you know, what are you spending it on? So we covered that. That was great. You have to know where your money's going. Getting out of debt fast, you know, do the roll up. Anthony came up with, you know, enlighten us on that roll up plan. Take that money and pay off on something else, you know, because your house is not yours until it's actually paid for. It's always to the bank when you got to pay your credit cards off within 30 days. You save money that way. One thing I want to say is this right here. If we can get more people financially educated, I'm talking about the social media gang that's out there right now. If you can get financially educated and then make a requirement of all your children get financially educated at a young age, do you know how you can change your generation? How that will impact your generation? Because you know what? You can only teach what you know. So our children are being, you know, my mom, you know, she made sure her bills and everything was paid, but she was not financially educated. So she can only teach me what she know. But fortunately, I went out there and I learned more. So I was able to better myself getting financially educated, and doing that. Whatever I learned, I taught my daughter. And my daughter now is the most independent woman in the world. The girl is fantastic. But I taught her what I know. But then when I got a little older and was introduced to World System Builder, World Financial Group, and realized there's more that I need to know, that made a change for me. So if everyone can get financially educated, make sure you pass it on to your family. Because I'm a true believer in this. If I can, and I'm a financial educator, Answer's financial educator, and if I can financially educate one family member, if I can infiltrate one family member, maybe the mom, maybe the dad, I got the whole family. They're gonna make sure everybody gets that knowledge.
Yeah, you know what?
Fearful of what they don't know. When you don't know something, you're fearful, so you're not going to move. And Anthony said something the other day. He made a comment. He said, "Fear paralyzes success." And as long as you're not financially educated and you don't understand money, how money works, guess what's going to happen? You're always going to have that fear, and you're never going to move any further than what you are right now. So that's why we're doing this show right here, to get people to understand the real key. We can talk to you all day long about what, you know, the good advice we can give, but if you don't apply it, it doesn't matter.
You're absolutely.
So it makes a difference, and I'm passionate about it. And I know Tanya and Anthony is just as passionate as I am when we're talking about financing and understanding financing and being able to educate others on how they can make a better financial future for themselves. You know,
can I add something on there for a moment?
Mm-hmm.
About this show? Hey guys, we're serious about this thing. You know, we are very passionate about it, and we want to make sure that you guys get good information. On top of that, we like having fun. So if y'all looking for a show where folks are just all stern face and rock face and don't laugh, this is not the show. But if y'all looking to get some information that's going to help you better your life from some real people with some real topics, with some real conversation, then this is the show. And I want some of those collard greens and eggplant that brother said that he's grown in his backyard. I remember the first time I moved down here from Connecticut, and I tried to grow. I grew a garden, girl. Let me tell you something. I had tomatoes. I had cucumbers. I had string beans. I had squash. But look, I had corn. What I forgot, what I didn't have was a fence. That's what I didn't have. And the deers, the raccoons, and everything else thought, oh, this guy's growing, giving us a feast. I would catch those things, and when harvest time came, you could see where they ate and they left little dry. And I'm like, oh my goodness, man, my garden is gone. They ate just about that entire garden. I had some rutabaga left, and that was about it. And so I learned, hey, look, if you're going to do the garden thing, you don't know how to do it. When you go to Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever store it is, and I'm not giving any free advertisement for any of those stores, all right? I'm just saying, if you go to any of those places, they will help you.
Mm-hmm.
They'll give you some good advice. Or you go to your local hardware store, wherever you go, talk. Look, we're in the country, man. We're down south. Even up north, they got better sense than what I use,
Oh, man.
And so you can always talk to somebody about that, and they'll help you out. So I believe you guys are getting something out of this. We're getting some great comments here. But one last thing I want to say about budgeting. Just one last thing. If you're going to do it.
When you're going to do it. Ain't no if. Anytime when you're going to do it.
When. All right. If you're going to do it, when you're going to do it. Don't talk about, well, you know what? I got to do this first. No, there's no better time than now. No better time than now. You need to start right now. We cut off our satellite. Boy, that was the hardest thing in the world. But we let that thing go and hooked up antenna TV. And I said, well, you know what? I'm hardly ever home.
Yeah.
I'm working so much. Yeah. So we get antenna, and like your husband, I have certain shows that I watch. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So I strongly encourage you guys. There's so many different things, so many different areas you could look at. Why are you buying all those magazines?
That's her financial sin. But she let it go. She let it go.
Hey, I love fishing. And I used to buy all these fishing magazines. The kids come around and they're selling magazines and all that stuff, right? Now, look, it's not a whole bunch of money. Right? It's like $5 or $6, whatever, a month or whatever. But like Tanya said earlier, $5 here, $10 here, $20 here.
It all adds up.
It start adding up. Next thing you know, you have $500, $600, $700 going out. You're trying to figure out where it came from.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
But then you have an emergency and you don't have any money in the emergency fund. Why? Because it's going out to all these little bills.
Right. And most of us are 3 paychecks away from being homeless anyway.
You got that right.
Girl, that's true.
Every single one of us really need to think seriously in reference to, tightening up because this pandemic is real and it has not slowed down. So, you just never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Yeah, we got approved for what $1.9 trillion coming from the government. And some people will reap those benefits, but how will they, really spend that money if you're unemployed and getting $400? I think it's $400 a week that they get. And just remember, over the summer, they got like $800 a week for unemployment, which was a lot of money and really probably more money than most people would have made. But they would have used that sensibly to keep themselves afloat, then they would be able to make it through, the number of weeks that they had to go through with unemployment. But it's not going to stop it. It's going to continue. And all of us kind of need to look at ways to save. And one of those other things that I was thinking about while you were talking, Anthony, was that just with our auto insurance and our homeowners, when you take a look at something that we pay every month because we have to, if you drive a vehicle, you got to pay for auto insurance. But have you taken a look at just going and calling your company up and just reducing, seeing what discounts are available? You're not having as much anymore. Or if you've had this car and this same insurance company for the past 3 or 4 years, then you really need to get a new quote because your car aged 4 years. And you're keeping the same amount. No. So why not take a look at doing a new quote on your auto? Same thing with your homeowners. I am embarrassed to say, and I'm going to say it out loud, that I've lived in the same house for 20 years and I had the same homeowner's policy. And then I decided, why is my mortgage going up? The value, I could get that, but why is the mortgage going up? And it was going up because of my insurance on the house. Well, the house size didn't change. Why was it going up? And then I'm quoting people with brand new homes, right? And their insurance rate was like $900 or $1,200. And so I took a look at mine. Mine was $2,000.
Wow.
So of course, being the insurance agent that I am, good to myself, I decided to quote my own home. My insurance went from $2,000 to $992.
Wow.
Okay? Now, all of us are doing it.
You got to do your research.
We think about changing because it's inside of our mortgage payment, But we have to look at those things. So I had extra money come back into my home because my homeowner's insurance, the rate went down, and I'm like, wow, I saved so much money for myself. But a lot of us just don't take the time to take a look at those things. And this is the time while you're sitting at home doing, while the children are working on the computer, and you have time to sit and look at your budget and see where you can actually save. But those things that just won't come up, because you're not looking at your mortgage and what that insurance is in that mortgage. And it's time to take a look at that.
Yeah, reassess it. And another thing, guys, is this. Also look at your bank that you use, because there are banks out there that gives you free, free credit, free check accounts now. Because I have one. I researched that because I was with one company I'm telling you, since I was 16 years old. But it wouldn't change because I was that type person. But then I said, you know what? These fees are getting a little ridiculous here. Here it is, $14 here a month and $10 here. And so I started doing some searching around, and I was able to find, another bank, no fees at all, period. No kind of fees. All I have to do is just use my ATM card, and that's it. My debit card.
I'm going to say something that Tanya wanted to say, didn't say. While y'all at home doing nothing, make some phone calls. Let me tell you,
that's true.
If you save some money, and you don't want to shop, that's fine. Raise the deductible on your car insurance or your mortgage or whatever. Raise the deductible. All right. And then what you do, you save the amount that you would have to pay in the event of something occurring. All right. So that you put that money to the side. All right. That's called emergency money, emergency funding. So now if you have $1,000 deductible, the average is $500, right?
Right.
But your payment's going to be higher. The lower the deductible, the higher the payment. The higher the deductible, the lower the payment. All right. So,
especially if you have, a good, you're not having accidents out there. I came my car for 25 years, never had an accident, but you never changed your deductible.
So you can look at that for your house and your car. See, there's things out there that we can do, but you know what? The lender The bank, they're not going to tell you that. Why? Because they want the money, or the insurance, they want the money. All right. So you just have to use wisdom. And this is why we have this show, Financial Sense. Tanya, you get ready to say something. I see you're ready. Go ahead, girl.
I was thinking about something else, because when we talk about saving money and we talk about the bank, you get that's not the place to really save that money.
Oh yeah, that's the first place that they learn is the bank. That's why we're here, because there's other avenues for them.
Yeah, because that 0 point. I was looking at the money that they put in there is like 33 cents. I was like,
33 cents.
Oh my goodness.
33 cents. I was like, that's what they. Okay. But Flo, you were talking about there's another way through an insurance policy called
called index. People don't understand their insurance policy. Most people, when they're introduced to insurance, they're introduced to two types: term and whole. And you know why? Because that's what the insurance agent is familiar with more of. So they're and then the customer don't understand how the term and whole life work. But have they ever been introduced to index universal life, variable universal life? Probably not. And they don't understand how it works. And these are great tools that you can actually utilize to save money, even towards retirement, if you want to use this money later through it. And we're going to have one of our shows is going to be totally on insurance, so everybody can understand all the different types and how they work, and how you really need to research and take. We also do what you call policy reviews, and I'm pretty sure Tanya do that. I'm pretty sure Anthony does that. And policy review is basically this: we sit down with you, no charge at all, and just take a look at your policies, get you to understand what you have, and then there, we're going to introduce you to financial education work classes where you can go for free and learn even more. So index universal life plans, people don't understand it, but you really need to get the knowledge and understanding how you can save within life insurance, because life insurance is evolving. It has totally
changed
how we utilize insurance now. You can utilize your life insurance now while you're living. You don't have to wait until you die.
Have to wait till you die. That's right.
How many people out there know that?
There's term policies out there that actually have that will cover critical illness, chronic illness, terminal illness on a term policy. All right, what's a term policy? It's a temporary policy. It's like renting a house or renting an apartment. At the end of that lease, it's up. But there's so many things out there, but that's not our focus today.
That's a show we want to definitely make sure that
there's a lot available, and something that Flo said about our workshops. Guess what? You don't have to even leave your home. They're right online. Right online.
And we have them 2:00 on every Friday. So right after this, we're going to share that link with you. And if you want to log in at 2:00 and basically, get to do that. But you know what, Tanya and Anthony, I want to go through the Do You Know, because this is something we're going to do every week. Do you know?
Do you know?
I wonder if the social media people out there, do you know that IRS extended the deadline to July 15th? How many of y'all know that?
Right.
Not too
they
many.
Have to file their taxes by April 15th. They can file them now, July 15th.
July 15th.
That's right.
Yeah, I can say some good things came out of COVID. That's one of them. That's one of them. This pandemic. How about, the government will open ACA on February 15th, May 15th. Tanya, tell them what ACA is.
That's the Affordable Care Act. So for most of you self-employed individuals that do not have any health care insurance, you should go through affordable health care. It opens back up on February 15th. It is low health care insurance. And none of us want to be without any type of health insurance. You're going to the doctor, and then maybe because of this COVID, you may end up in the hospital. You don't want to go to the hospital with no insurance, okay? This is not the day and not the time to go to any facility with no health insurance. And so they're opening that back up to give you the opportunity to make sure that you enroll in your healthcare insurance. Remember that all preventive things are free at zero cost. Sick visits may have a copay, but for the amount that it's going to cost you per month, you should consider taking care of your health by getting some type of health insurance. That again opens back up February 15th to May 15th.
Okay. And another, do you know? Now, do you know you can build your credit score with a loan with a company called Self Inc., even if you're fresh out of bankruptcy? How many of you out there is in bankruptcy and you can't get a loan? You have to wait 2 years. Well, let me tell you something. I'm a bankruptcy victim. Yep, I had to file for bankruptcy. But guess what? I did research. My credit score right now, I just got out of bankruptcy August last year. My credit score right now is 750. How many of you got a 750 credit score? I have a loan right now with Self, and they send my credit score to all the bureaus. So I was able to get a loan. I was able to get a credit card right now at 4,000. I use it wisely. Whatever I purchase, I pay it off at the end of the 30 days. So I'm not paying interest on it. So I was able to get another credit card. I was able to get a regular credit card, a Discover card, and I was also able to get a Room to Go credit card. Now, how many of you out there in bankruptcy, and you can't go no further only because of your lack of financial knowledge? You do the research, you find out the information, and that's what we're here for, to let you know. And then, do you know that you can look at your credit report for free using Credit Karma?
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Did y'all know?
So,
did you know?
This is information. We got like 6 more minutes on the show. We're going to still continue with great information. If anybody out there have any questions, please, send them in and we'll answer questions if we can. If we can't, we're going to do the right thing and just let you know, hey, I can't answer that question, but we'll come next week. I'll have the answer for you, or I'll find someone who can answer that question for you. Okay.
We want to remind you that if you are unemployed, looking for an opportunity, then please make sure that you think about becoming self-employed. Some of us are gaining some real good skills while we're home now. And the Entrepreneurial Center is still open with the City of Savannah. They have programs open to help people start their own business, along with the Empowerment Center out in Garden City. They are also holding starting your own business, getting set up with DBE. And so that's scheduled for February 20th. First of all, if you want to do something with the City of Savannah, you go to savannahga.gov and go to the business tab and then to Savannah Entrepreneurial Center. Right. Then with Garden City out at the Empowerment Center, you can always reach out to, they have a telephone number, I'm not really sure, but they also have home buyers classes along with EOA. And remember that I did mention about the rental assistance program that's there for those that are going to be evicted or having issues paying your rent. EOA is there for you by calling 912-438-8077. Turn it back over to you.
And if you guys have something that you're interested in knowing along the lines of what we're sharing with you, hey, send that to us. And what we don't know, we will find out and do everything we could. We'll do everything we could do to find that information for you to help you out, because this program is for the community. All of us have had financial sins, and some of us still have some, right? And so this is not something where we're pointing fingers at you, because every time I point a finger at you, 4 of them are pointing back at me, So this is about us. It's about us. It's about us, and I'll tell you what, I'm not successful and I'm not blessed unless you're successful and you're blessed, so if I can't help you, I'm not helping myself. So I want to thank you guys for being with us today. Our time is winding down, but you know what? We want you to pass this word along. Pass this word along that there's one guy with 2 crazy women.
There's one crazy guy with 2 lovely women.
One crazy guy with 2 lovely women on
all right, that's what it
relevant
is.
media.
Yeah. One crazy guy with 2
Before we go, Tanya,
Yes, ma'am.
Why are you wearing red today?
Oh, so I am representing Heart Healthy Month. This is my red is representing Heart Healthy Month, thinking about everyone's health and their heart. So I'm wearing red today, and I love your beautiful shirt.
I am doing the African attire today because this is Black History Month. We only got 28 days out of a whole year. So, you know, those of you who didn't know, you know, this is Black History Month, but I know you all know.
Let me show you my shirt. You won't be free until you are financially free. So I'm part of an organization that's called Black World System Builders. And what are we doing? We're reaching out to people of color. Hey, look, I'll help anybody, but it's my people, people of color that have been neglected for centuries. And we're reaching out to you. We want to help people of color. We're not ashamed about it. I am proud to be a Black man. I thank God that I was born in this skin. As dark as I am, you can't miss me.
Yeah, okay. Well,
let's turn the lights on.
I want to end with the link because the show is winding down. I want to end with a link that we have our workshops every Monday through Friday, and you can register by going to worldsystembuilder.com/WS-US. That's worldsystembuilder.com/WS-US. And where it says who invited you, you can put Anthony's name or Mad Flow. You can put Anthony Murray or Mad Flow for the invite. We have one at 2:00 every day, Monday through Friday at 2, 8, and 10. So, you know, that's the show for today, guys. Thank y'all for showing up. We had fun. I hope you had fun. And we're looking forward to seeing y'all again next week, same time. Tanya, Anthony, y'all got anything you want to close out with?
Hey, thanks, guys. Thank you.
Next week, we're talking about credit.
Hey, y'all better be ready.